And that was Bless the Mic with Let's Go Pokes. His Instagram is Let's Go Pokes, L-E-S Go Pokes. And welcome here to the Loyal and True OSU show. Today we will be talking all about Cowboy basketball, what happened on Selection Sunday. It hurts, but I will talk about my opinions and some other opinions I've been hearing about what happened on Selection Sunday. How would they pick OU over us for the tournament? And we were also talking Cowboys in the Pro Day. The Pro Day happened yesterday. All the NFL scouts and NFL coaches came to Stillwater to evaluate some of our seniors. And we'll talk about who showed out and some impressive notes from Pro Day. And thank you for joining in. Like I said, follow my Instagram at Okla, st.fb. I changed it a little bit. I was not liking it. People were thinking I was OU. So I changed it to Okla, st.fb. Hopefully that's a good change. If you don't, go in my DMs and tell me that you hate it. Give me your feedback on the name, and if you don't like it, I'll change it back to the original. But now we're going to get straight into the sports. The Cowboys missed the tournament. I thought we were going to make it. There was once Saturday rolled around, once we beat OU, I'm like, we'll make it. You know what I mean? I'm like, they'll be stupid not to. I mean, OU hasn't won a road game in 2018. I'm like, why would they make it? And then I watched Davidson beat Rhode Island in the A-10 Conference Championship. And then my nerves would be like, maybe we'll not get in. But then I'm like, no, we'll get in. I'm like, it'll take a miracle for OU to be in the tournament. And then it started creeping closer as tournament time. At 6 o'clock, kept rolling by. I'm like, maybe this won't be as we planned. And then once I saw I was watching it on CBS, and they were going alphabetically by the at-large seeds. It was dumb. I don't agree with it. They should just announce the bracket like they've always done. But they decided to switch it up. Then I saw that it was Ohio State. I'm like, oh gosh, it's gonna be OU. And then I saw that ugly paperclip logo on the screen, and I was like, oh gosh. I'm like, oh gosh. How did they be able to get into the tournament? I mean, I'm no college basketball expert. I mean, I'm mostly a football guy. I think most of you know about that. But how can you explain to me that OU deserved to get in over us? There's no logical explanation. I mean, you could talk about the preseason schedule, but non-conference schedule. But we had a decent non-con. We played Florida State and Sunrise. We played Arkansas in the Big 12 SEC Challenge. We played Texas A&M in Brooklyn. I mean, it's not like we had a garbage schedule. We had a decent. Now, I'm sorry we didn't even get invited to the Phil Knight Invitational in Portland. But I mean, that's pretty weak evidence compared to the evidence we have for Oklahoma State. We beat Kansas twice this year. Once in Lawrence, once at home. We lost them in the Big 12 tournament, but we win the season series. We beat OU twice. Once in the conference tournament, once at Gallagher-Iba. We beat West Virginia in Morgantown. We beat West Virginia. Sorry, we got off a little bit. Sometimes it does that. We beat West Virginia in Morgantown. And then we beat one of the hottest teams right now, Texas Tech, at home. But yet, the committee, because they love Trae Young so much, decides to put in OU over us. For what? Media ratings? It was a 12 o'clock game. No one was watching that. And Rhode Island won anyway. You know what I mean? Hey, kudos to Rhode Island, though, for winning that. That was a great game. It was Trae Young, and it was just Trae Young out there playing basketball. But whatever. But, I mean, what was the advantage of having OU in the tournament? There was none. You're having a non-quality team in the tournament. I don't know what they were trying to prove. do they love Trae Young that much to put him in one of the most prestigious tournaments American sports has to offer? Oh, out of one player who, granted, hasn't really made that much of a difference because they haven't won away in 2018. It boggles my mind. It really does boggle my mind how OU got in over us. And I wouldn't be this mad if it was, let's be honest, I wouldn't be this mad if it was Syracuse getting in over us, if it was just a random example, North Carolina State. I know they're not, but this random example, I wouldn't be as mad. But the reason it had to be OU and that nappy-haired, bald spot-looking, overrated player, Trae Young, that had to get in the tournament over us, it just boils my blood. It really, truly does. And, I try to stay professional on this podcast, but what happened on Selection Sunday, that was a classic Sooner magic. They're always so lucky, but I'm glad they got exposed. I was a little worried. They went in the overtime, I'm like, oh God, they're playing the that circus song. They're playing, what's it, Boomer Sooner? Yeah, they're playing that circus song. Trae Young's talking smack, whatever he does. I'm like, oh God. Like, it's going to overtime. OU has the momentum, and then Rhode Island hit all their threes and most of their threes in overtime, and then it kind of leveled out, and I'm like, okay, they got this, and then Rhode Island won. I was happy. But what was the point? I'm sorry. It just baffles my mind. What is the point of having OU in the tournament? Even Dick Vitale went on ESPN saying that it was an abomination to what the tournament is all about. When you have a guy like Dickie V, who's the head of college basketball, the guy that the guy whose opinion they value more than pretty much any other journalist in college basketball, saying that this was an abomination to the tournament, you better listen. That was just what I saw on Selection Sunday was just unexplainable. It was just pure media bias. This is why I think this is one of the main reasons why I think college basketball that's going to be one of their downfalls if they ever have. That's one of their negative sides. That's a better way to say it. It's one of their cons of the NCAA. It's because the NCAA rides these players in the preseason that have so much hype, and they build them up so much, and that's how they get ratings numbers. But when they don't play up to their ability, they keep riding them until they absolutely prove you wrong, and then they drop you. Like, that's really what college basketball has become because of this. If this happens one more year, it's going to be a serious problem, and people are going to tune out of March. I mean, I watch March Madness still. Even it's just a great tournament. I mean, I don't see OU getting in changing that. But what I saw on Selection Sunday, that was one of the worst gyps I've ever seen OSU get. I mean, lived through the BCS in 2011 when they picked Alabama over us to go to the national championship. That hurt, but at least they had some evidence. That had no evidence, and it was against our biggest rival. That really did hurt me, and I bet it hurt the players. But it was a good season, We are playing Stanford in the NIT on Monday. We got to win against Florida Gulf Coast. So hopefully we can win the NIT, get a trophy, have a victory for Boynton to build off of for the future. I mean, I'm very optimistic for the future we have with Mike Boynton. He looks like a fantastic coach, But yeah, that was not one of my favorite moments for being an OSU fan. But anyway, moving on. Pro Day was yesterday at the Sherman E. Smith Training Center, right across from Boone Pickens Stadium. NFL coaches and scouts were looking at a glimpse of all the OSU players that are looking to get a shot at the big leagues. The most impressive headline coming from Pro Day is Chris Lacey in the 40-yard dash clocked a 4.38 time, which is very, very good. I know we gotten a lot slow. I'm not sure the exact number. I'll probably go back in my research, and I think it was like 4.5. So we at least proved by 2 seconds over those couple of weeks, which is very impressive for Chris Lacey. I think it was Marcel Aitman that was timing him. And he was like, "Whoa! Like, did you just do that?" He was completely shell-shocked that Chris Lacey just ran that fast, and it was just really impressive and a good job from Chris Lacey for doing that. I mean, it's not easy to run that fast and get that great time with all those coaches breathing down your neck. It's not like the combine where they're up in the stands at their thing, but when you're there, they're like all right there, and it's just a lot of pressure, and I'm glad he was able to perform. Mason said he was happy Mason said that he was happy with his performance as well. There was a video I posted that was sent in to me by one of my followers. Shout out to you if you're listening. And he looked like he got a couple good passes. I think, what was the statistic I saw? He completed like 57 out of 63 passes. I think that's what it was. And he met with Mike Tomlin of the Steelers at Pro Day. So Mason had a great day as well. So yeah, it was just an all-around good day. And some other notes is Ben Hughes, excuse me. He was a defensive tackle. Really didn't see much of him this year. I guess he wants to still prove that he has some shots. Has a shot at the league. He lifted 37 reps at 225 pounds on the bench press. He had one tackle in his OSU career. So very good to see that he got to perform and showed how strong he is. Hopefully he'll do good. I mean, I don't see him making an NFL roster, but I mean, at least spend a couple of years in the league on a practice squad and say that you were there, That kind of makes me a little bit like, why didn't we start him? I mean, if he was that good and he was benching that much and he was that strong, why didn't Gundy put him out there? But that's above me, So that is what Pro Day was all about. We got to see some stars. We got to see what our players, how they progress. James didn't have the best. He had a mediocre day. I really don't have really much statistics on him that day. I saw him catch a couple. He had that one nice pass that I posted, where he ran that route and he jumped up and caught it and went about 5 feet in the air, I'd say, and to catch the ball. Not 5 feet. Okay, I'm exaggerating. Like 2 or 3 feet up in the air to catch that ball. That was a beautiful catch. And then he ran a little down and in to make a nice catch as well too. That wasn't the best throw on that. That was the second video I posted, if you remember. But it was an okay day all around for Oklahoma State. How many players participated in that? I'll name all the players that participated in the Pro Day. Gayasi Akeem, excuse me if I pronounced that wrong, Marcel Aitman, Zach Crabtree, Darius Curry, Trey Flowers, Ben Hughes, Malik Kearse, Chris Lacey, Brad Lumblade, Jarrell Morrow, DeQuinton Osborne, Ramon, Mason, James, Larry Williams, Rennie Childs, and Brandon Shepard is what I see here. That Brandon Shepard, wasn't he here like a couple weeks? I don't know if that's right. But that's what it says when I did my research. So I don't know if that's correct or not. I wasn't physically there, but that's what it says. So yeah, we had a lot of guys, and it was a decent pro day. I mean, it's a pro day. I mean, it's not like it's not like this the NFL Combine. It's a little more low key. You're near your team. You're at your home practice facility. So I'm glad we had a good day, and hopefully that this will up the draft stock of some of OSU's players. And yes, that is it for the Loyal and True OSU show. Thank you for watching, as always. I very much appreciate you for listening, and hopefully if you're not following, follow my account at oklast.fb on Instagram. I would be very much appreciated. Thank you. Have a good night. Have a good weekend, and go Pokes.